Arjun, who's Bradley Cooper. I wonder what it's like to wake up and be so good looking. You know?
Personally, it's fucking fantastic. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, get the fuck out. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, doing well. Welcome back to the podcast. Thank you for liking, subscribing. Please do all that. There's another poll up. Go vote on that. It'll close in a couple of days. I think Piku is winning at the moment.
I think so. That was
There's a lot of votes on it. So
and people were annoyed that the movie we're covering today was not on the poll, and there it's like,
Well, I mean, I didn't want to put another movie on the poll, and then a lot of the comments have been making me laugh recently. They're just
oh man, dude, the comments have just been getting better, dude.
I don't think you guys are ready for this yet because we didn't like Gangs of Wasseypur. I mean, because that's snooze fest. I'm sorry we didn't like that.
I mean,
I'm just kidding. I know everybody loves that movie. Part 2 was good. Part 1 put me to sleep. That's not what we're covering today, though. Today we're covering Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara.
Right on, bro.
That's the only time I'm gonna say it. We're just gonna go ZNMD from now on. We're just gonna abbreviate it.
I want to call it "You Only Live Once" because that's a pretty good title too.
Oh yeah. You only live once, or what's the actual meaning of it?
Translation. Yeah. What is you found it? What is the literal translation?
Literal translation means you won't get a second life.
Also,
you won't get a second life. Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara.
Excellent.
Look at that, everybody. I want likes and subscribes just for that.
Honestly, that's deserved. Yes,
I haven't been listening to the pronunciation for like 2 hours straight, so I just got that right. It's not like they say it in the movie where they say, everybody else. Every other movie we've seen, they say the name so we can at least get the.
Yeah, do they say the movie in the name of the movie in the movie? No, probably not. I don't think they do.
I don't know.
That's straight up. That's so great.
I heard Hindi pronunciation. That's the English pronunciation.
I got it.
Or Hindi pronunciation, and it was so fast. I was like,
of course it is. Yeah,
So maybe they did see it because you're paying attention to the.
In Hindi, I'm sure it rolls off the tongue.
I'm sure it does. I hope it does. You only live once rolls off the tongue, so
it does.
Yeah,
beautiful title.
Beautiful, a wonderful title. But anyway, yes, we're covering that movie. It's been in the comments for like so many episodes. We have people who DM us who say it's one of their favorite movies of all time, and so I figured, what, let's watch one of these. Seems like it's a fun, easy movie after Gangs. 5 hours of epicness from Gangs.
For sure. Definitely a different movie.
Let's completely change it. Yes,
thankful for that.
Very thankful. So that's this week. I guess we can get started.
Let's do it.
I'll let you go first, Ed.
Yeah.
Should we recap the movie?
Right. I think you should recap the movie. Awesomely do every week.
So the movie is it's a 2011 comedy drama, I guess. Directed by Zoya Akhtar, who I don't know if we've seen any movies from.
I don't think so, actually. Is it a woman? Yeah,
it's a woman. So sorry. Gully Boy. We have a lot of comments for Gully Boy, but we have not seen any movies from her. But yeah, like the easiest, best way to describe the movie, for me, is The Hangover with heart.
It's
it's if The Hangover had a conscience, this is what the movie would be.
Yeah, closest thing.
And it's about 3 friends reconnecting for a bachelor trip through Spain. One played by Hinter Krosan, Arjun, sorry. The other played by Farhan Akhtar, who I think is the husband of Zoa Akhtar.
Oh God, I didn't even put that too. Stupid.
Yes.
I'm such an idiot.
Unless that's like a really common name. I mean, maybe not. I mean, there's like 100. Like, wait, I shouldn't say that. There's a lot of cons.
No, they're not. They're not married. They're not married. They're actually not. Yeah. So there you go. Hey, can't do. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, he plays Imran, and then Abi Dol plays Kabir. The 3 friends. Kabir's the one getting married. They come back together for this bachelor trip through Spain, and they kind of, rediscover the meaning of life for each and every one of them. Arjan's a workaholic, and he has to kind of figure himself out because his workaholicness is destroying his life, I guess. Imran's looking for his father, his birth father, which turns out to be a terrible decision. And then and then Kabir is the one getting married, and basically you find out later in the movie that he put together the trip basically to say, so his friends could tell him, don't marry this woman, or not yet, at least. It's too soon. And you find out that the beginning of this movie is this funny like proposal scene, and then you find out the actual circumstances behind the proposal, which is kind of hilarious, actually.
I thought it was great.
Yeah, it was all really funny, but that's just the overall gist of it. The one and only Katrina Kaif.
Oh man, yeah,
she's in it. Zoya from Tiger series, and obviously I think she's much more known than that. But that's what we know her from so far. But can't wait for Tiger 3. But yeah, she's in it. She's fantastic in it. Natasha, Kabir's fiance, is played by Kalki Koshalin. She's a French actress, actually. She's French, and she stars in Indian movies. Pretty
definitely
impressive.
didn't look Indian. I'll say that one.
No, yeah, she 100% looked French to me. Yeah, or she looked European. I should say. Yeah. You know, Europeans have that distinct look. Like Americans' distinct look is fat. Like Europeans have the distinct look. You know.
It's so true. It's so true. So she looked straight up like a European model.
Yeah, exactly. Like what you would pick. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the overall gist of the movie. They each pick an activity to go do on this trip through Spain. It's a very charming film. But Ed, what did you think of the movie?
I really like this film a lot. It's one of those things where it's like a travel movie. It's hardly like different in that sense, where almost all travel movies are about like finding yourself, because that's what happens when you go on a trip. But that being said, it was wonderful. It's a really fantastic movie that I think like finds itself along the way through this 2.5 hour runtime. And it's dude, it's so great. What I love about it most is the performances from the three guys. I think it hinges on their portrayals of their characters and their relationship a lot. Obviously, they do a great job. They're fantastic to watch. But it's also, I love the approach by Zoya as a director on this film to just really, it all feels very, it's not trying too hard. To be too funny or be too sweet or be too endearing. Like, it just is a bit of like how life really does unfold. And I think one of the best parts of the movie is just how genuine it feels, like the friendship between these three guys. Like, it feels like a real friendship. I like a great example is like Hangover, right? It's such an exaggerated movie. I don't think you really believe that these three guys could exist in the world in a sense. Like, it's clearly made for the movie and it works, right? It's a comedy, but this really does feel like three guys that you just kind of fell upon, and you're just like with them on this journey of self-discovery. It's really, that's like the biggest compliment I can give the film, I think, is that how genuine it feels. And it's like a PG version of The Hangover, like anybody can watch this movie and really get a lot out of it, which I really, and it was just, and I thought it was funny as hell too. It's just, it's a great, it's a largely enjoyable movie. So again, overall, I thought it was great. The theme's obvious, but I think it hits those notes beautifully. And I'll get into this more later, but Roshan, our boy Kabir from War, dude, man, what a performance. He's like kind of the pseudo main character, which I think was a smart move, and I couldn't help but like fall in love with him and sort of go through his journry. So I loved it. It's a great movie. Yeah, great movie.
Same, I agree. I really liked it. I think for me, it would be like, I really don't know if anything will ever pass Three Idiots, just because how like really spectacular that movie was.
But similar movie too, though.
For me, I think this would be second, which is kind of that's like as big as the compliment I can give it. Like, it's I think.
Like in your second in your overall.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Oh wow! Yeah. Wow! Oh, dude, you really liked it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I mean,
wow!
I really liked. Damn. I think you said it perfectly, because like, it's never trying too hard, right? It's never overcomplicated. It's never overstated. You're not trying too hard to get you to understand the themes of the movie. It's just almost real, which is an insane. for a director is an insane thing to pull off. The chemistry between the three friends feels real. The fear that I want to call him Kabir. Sorry. There's another Kabir in this movie. That's the fear that Arjun feels when he goes diving feels real. Everything, the fear when Imran goes skydiving feels real. Like everything feels good, and they all feel kind of, generically, and it just works well for the movie, and that's like a really great thing. But on top of that, I loved the music, the Senorita song. I was like, the music was amazing.
Okay, you're right. Is that the middle song with like a real, like the sort of music video-y one? Is that the one? Yeah, that is, right?
Yeah, there's like two music video parts.
It's like the one after they do the skydive.
Yeah, Senorita's after they do the skydive. Yes,
it's probably my favorite. Like one of my favorite musical breaks. So good.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, snap!
It's really good.
And it's so like
well directed.
On top of like the not trying too hard, the comedy in it is funny. Like, there's Bagwala or Bagwali, I can't remember her name. The bag, he gives the bag a personality, almost like how like
it's all
how like that bag costs 20 or 12,000 euros, and he goes so it's like almost like a class kind of thing that they kind of like show off. It's hilarious. Like
you're right.
Even that song in Senorita, like I remember, they're standing there watching, then he looks over, Arjun looks over, and Imran's on the stage dancing and singing. Like all that stuff works really well, and it's all it's the comedy bits aren't trying hard. The emotional bits aren't trying hard. Nothing's trying hard. I think that's what makes the movie really enjoyable and really easy to digest and nice to watch.
Yeah, it's a pleasant experience for that. Again, especially in today's time. This was made in 2011, but today's time, when you have all these movies that are just trying so hard to be funny, and it's just like, it's just funny as like when somebody at a party is trying to like show off, and it's like, it's kind of like you kind of have to give the laugh just to kind of get through this. But like here, it's like you genuinely laugh when like, and they're not, again, these are not complex jokes. There are a lot of them are kind of bits that happen, but they're so in a weird way. I don't know how else to put this, but it's cute. It's like real life, You kind of really get it. I'm trying to think of like an example of a good, like a specific joke, but there really isn't like that. You know what I'm saying? There's no like specific bits that happen. They just it comes out naturally in sort of in the script, and I wonder if they improvised. I'm not really sure if they did, maybe not, but either way, it's such a great compliment for it to feel so real like that. I thought it was so good.
The only bit they have where it's going to be funny every time is when they're out and they point at something and they get people to freak out.
Yeah,
which I feel like new trend right now anyway.
That's sort of like a TikTok trend that they started back 10 years ago. Apparently,
back in 2011.
Yeah, that felt kind of dated, but also I remember like back in 2011, I'm sure that wasn't like a thing yet. So back then, I'm sure that must have been like a little more smart. I'm sure that's where people got it from, maybe. I don't know. But it's cute. It's great.
It's really great. I just like really enjoyed, again, I think it's another really nice slice of life movie that is
like a slice of life movie. Yeah.
I think India does really well that we don't get here really anymore. Doesn't seem like it. I mean, maybe we do. I don't know. I feel like we don't.
I think we hardly get it anymore. I think it's largely been replaced with like sort of the comedy, like the straight comedy movie. It's slice of life, but again, it's like bit comedy now.
They're trying really hard to be funny.
So hard. It's just kind of, and honestly, I think it's a way of lazy writing where they just think they're gonna give the general like scene and then just let the actors improvise, and it's just like. It used to be cute, but now it's just like, okay, no, how about like a real script? Like, how about where you're really trying to say something now, right?
Yeah.
Versus like, let's just milk as much as we can from these great actors. I mean, and they're great.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's like, other things I really liked about the film that like really stood out to me is like the moments in the car. I just thought I really liked the cinematography in the car. Like I'm not really sure how they set up that car rig, but two of them in the front, one in the back, but it's still like framed really well, and it looks like they're in the car and they're driving in it, and it looks like they're actually driving, not the fake ass Hollywood stuff where I don't know what people do this in Hollywood movies where they like move the steering wheel like this and you're clearly on a rig. Like
they still do that.
I know they still do it. It's really annoying.
Do it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know why that's the go-to. Just don't move it a lot.
Don't move. Like, I literally
Most
drove
people don't.
10 hours this weekend to Texas to see my mom. I like barely moved my steering wheel.
Right.
Like, barely.
If it was shown in actuality, the physics, people would be going like this whole fucking
you'd be rolling over. It's
so ridiculous. Anyways.
We're getting sidetracked. But no, I really liked that whole, bit of it. I liked how it looked and everything.
Yeah.
And like shot and cinematography wise was beautiful. And then I liked how it was Imran. Yes, Imran. Imran. I like how his poetry transitioned every beat of the movie.
Beautiful.
Like there was a poem to end somebody's story and then get to the next story. So when Arjun's story ends and he finally learns that he can, love life again.
Yeah.
Then it goes into Imran's story. The poems ended it and the book ended it and they started a new one. I really thought that was a nice little touch. And I don't know who wrote the poetry. It said at the very end of the movie, but it was really nice.
There was a dedication, not a dedication. Well, dedication.
Yeah, there was a dedication.
A shout out to whoever actually wrote the poems. I thought that was wonderful.
That was nice. It was really great. And I just really liked all of that stuff.
Yeah. Speaking of great cinematography and wonderful moments, those three sports moments I thought were wonderfully captured. I mean, the skydive, dude, that was real. Like, dude, I doubt it was like the actual actors. I don't know, maybe they were, but that was clearly people. Real. Yeah, they filmed that real, and it wasn't Tom Cruise, but still, but like they did this in 2011. I'm like, that's really impressive, and this is just like some romantic comedy. It's not an action film. Right. I really appreciated the fact that they took the time to like really. I mean, I felt it. I was like, wow, this is incredible. This looks beautiful. And you're right there with them, and like there's shots, like real shots, where they're trying to frame them cinematically, not just in the air doing some crazy acrobatics. Like there's reverse shots in there, even underwater during the dive. I was like, this is wonderful. And then at the end with the bulls, like it was all captured so. Yeah,
I want to know
wonderfully. I love that all. It was so good.
I wonder if the running of the bulls was captured at the running of the bulls that year,
like a real one.
Yeah.
I have that tomato fight too.
Tomato. Yeah, tomato fight. I was
this tomato fight, but
tomatillo fight. That's
dude. I want to do that so bad. That looks so fun. I want to do that so badly.
So all I could imagine, like when they were doing the sports thing, all I could just think about was like, I feel like if me and Ed were on a bachelor party, this is not what we would be doing. No. Jumping out of a plane or going deep sea diving.
It's not the default. No, that would not be. The default, unless you want to, in which case I have been skydiving. I'll do it again if you have never done it.
Hey, why not? Sure. Whatever.
Let's go, son. I have to plan this bachelor, so like this is actually working out. Hopefully.
Yeah, there you go. There's an idea for you. But no, the sports moments were really great. They were really fun, and each served a bigger purpose within the story. Obviously, all about conquering your fears. Man, it's really great. All of it was really really fun movie. Okay, so special. You said you wanted to talk a lot about Roshan, his performance. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk to just like who our favorite characters are. I would argue that again, this core three.
It's hard to pick one.
It's hard to pick one because they all do such a great job, and they're very distinct characters. And I thought they're very different, and they're all lovable in their own little way. Each one of them brings their own little flavor to it, and they don't try to overshine each other, which is what's really fantastic here. Is like they really don't try to overshine. They try to meld. They really try to sell you this relationship with all three of them. But anyways, I did want to give a shout out to Roshan, not because like again, dude, the guy is like the Bradley Cooper, right? He's this fucking gorgeous motherfucker. He almost looks exactly like Bradley Cooper. He's like the Indian Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
and he's a gorgeous man, like God level guy, but he's playing this kind of. He's not playing into that stereotype at all in this movie. And right. He's very emotional. He's so he's so dynamic in this role. I completely bought him. And it's come on, let's be honest. Like most drop dead gorgeous looking men like this guy, you don't expect that kind of caliber of performance, and usually they'll play your type. But no, they props either. It's clearly it's his talent. Also, it's props to the director to like not play into that and like just let him act. And he is great. Like he's just so you want him in every scene. Like you want to see him in every scene, not just because he's good looking, but because he's like his story is really, really interesting, especially for that person. He takes life very seriously. You learn that he loves money because he sees money as being very important to his life, because it was his father died early, and it's the one way that he knew how to sort of get his life on track, and that might not be to but it's a good reason. It's a reason why some people may be that way. Like it is a popular. Again, the themes are great. Like it's a popular thing to think, money is not everything. It's not, but it is important. It does. Yeah. It's a factor in a lot of people's lives where some people. If it's not a factor in your life, just know that that's a you should be grateful.
It's a great thing. Yeah,
it's a huge factor in a lot of people's lives, not just because money is alluring. It's something that is part of everyone's life. So I thought he was great. Did you? I assume you liked him too. He's fantastic in this movie. He's just so good.
Oh yeah, he was. I mean, obviously stole the show. Like I would just feel like so. if I was a co-star next to him, even when you're watching like the music videos, I'd be like, why do I have to be next to this guy? Can you like I can't dance as good as him. I can't sing as good as him. I don't look as good as him. I can't act as good as him. I would say I would be like the same thing. I think like this is bullshit. Bro. Why am I here? Yeah. Why am I stuck here performing next to this guy? But no, he was fantastic and
fantastic, man.
Clearly, I think he's like the star of the movie because his story I think is relatable to a lot of people. But I like how they made it. A lot of times you get these guys that are just greedy and that money is everything to them. But like he has a point to it. Like he grew up poor. His father died. He knew nothing, and his mom raised him to, basically think you need money to live, to be happy. That's what you need. And I like how it's
a lesson not to assume too. You can't just assume why people are the way they are.
He's just this greedy guy. He's not, because he's just
exactly.
I really like his whole thing, and I like how it's not like harping on too much. Like, I don't need to. It's not like I have to juggle between this stockbroker life and kind of giving it up to be happy. It's just money's important to him because he didn't have anything. We don't need to see it.
It always will be.
Yeah,
it never says like he's never. It's not like he quits his job or whatever. It's like he just finds a way to balance his life.
And he says, "What's the worst that can happen to me?
I get
fire me."
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He finally learned. Yeah.
I
like all that.
Yeah. I mean, okay, get another job. Like it's a lot. Again, it's a really good lesson because a lot of people feel that, and especially when you're younger. Like of course, you think like your one job is going to be it, and it's like no, like life goes on.
We all have that first job where we work way too hard at.
Of course.
And we overwork ourselves and we try too hard. And then we realize, this is just a company that doesn't give a shit about me. So why am I doing this so hard? Yeah.
Right. It's such a natural thing to feel that way. It's like, it's a fear. It's just fear, right? Of course, nobody wants to be fired. Nobody wants rejection. Nobody wants any of that, but it's part of life though. And it's okay. There's more to it. Like you said, like, okay, you get fired, but like, you go skydiving or whatever. You feel a lot better. It's a lot more complicated than that, I promise. But actually that's what the movies say. Anyways.
It's like, I mean, like the themes are simple. Like,
the themes are simple.
Seize the day and, trust your gut and, don't let your fear conquer you. Don't live with regrets, things like that.
Don't live in regrets.
Regrets. Still, no regrets? None? Anyway. For me, though, the guy that I think that I liked the performance the most, actually.
I like it. Go for it.
Yeah, I actually liked Farhan's performance as Imran.
Also very strong.
I just like, I don't know, I feel like I can just relate to him more.
Sure.
Just like with how he uses, jokes to kind of deal with everything. I feel like that's more me.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Not taking anything seriously.
Yeah.
Just, has to crack a joke to like.
It's 100%.
Yeah. Can't take anything seriously. And
no,
I like
almost too far sometimes.
It is too far.
Not you.
I know.
But him.
Thank you.
And I love I love that story between them, right? That little small fight that Imran and Arjun have, that little bickering between like that woman had.
And like
setup.
I love how it all just like pays off, right? You know,
yes,
he says, "I've apologized to you." I said, "I want you to actually mean it. Apologize from the heart and mean it. Apologize to me when you actually mean it." And I think that's such a nice. It's again, all these Indian movies always have a nice little payoff. Everything means something, and then you get to the point where you realize, oh, he's looking for his birth father, and then he has this, what I would say is this absolutely heartbreaking, terrible conversation with his actual birth father, where he basically tells him, "Listen, I didn't want you. I never wanted the responsibility of you, and that's why I never reached out to you. And I still don't want the responsibility of you. That's just who I am." And you know, and he asked for it. He says, "Tell me the truth." And he says, "I'm sorry" to him, and then he says what Arjun says to Imran earlier in the movie: "I want you to apologize when you actually mean it."
Yeah.
And that moment is like, that's his, you know, clarity moment where he's able to go and actually apologize to his friend for sleeping with his girlfriend.
Yeah, I mean,
the fact that they're still friends is
bro.
That girl. I mean, they say that girl is a bitch and that like she's like terrible, blah blah blah. But like, I mean, she must
come on,
real bad for like two friends to get back. Like,
oh yeah, no, I mean, yeah, you can blame her all you want, but you still you both made your decisions with her. It's still definitely up to you guys, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, it's wild. And I look, that scene too is phenomenal. I love the way that whole thing plays out, and all the actors in that scene are perfect, because you know from the get go, there's no manipulation. You feel, you know, that father, just, he's not going to be that dad who's going to try to pretend like or ask for forgiveness for what he did. It's like, he's a straightforward man. And I respected him for that. It's like, look, the guy's not trying to brush around anything. And I think he knew he deserved the truth just as much as he wanted the truth.
Exactly.
And it's like, look, it's such a mature way to handle hard things in life. Sometimes there are no easy outs. I think people sometimes want to hear what they want to hear, but sometimes it's just like, the truth is the truth. And at the end of the day, as hard as that is, that's what you're going to need to grow it. And that's ultimately the best thing that can happen. And I love that message. And I love how that comes up, that just comes in through that whole scene, and is not like, again, just, it's not overly, you know, harpooned on, as you said earlier. So it's stuff like that I thought the director, it showed her, like, you know, she's exceptional in handling material like that, especially like, and she, by the way, this is the point I wanted to bring up myself with the director. This is a woman, you know, dealing with 3 guys. Like, so the idea that like, oh, a man's perspective can't be done by a woman or vice versa is a bunch of nonsense. It's a beautiful testament to the fact that we are all human. We can understand emotions in general, whether you're a man or a woman. It's a fantastic showcase for that. I mean, so anybody who's saying like Elizabeth Banks can only fucking direct a female fucking action movie, fuck you. Like, it's ridiculous. These ideas that we're putting up is fucking ridiculous. We have wonderful examples like this movie where it's like, no, like, we're at the end of the day, we're just humans, and we can understand each other no matter what. It's really fantastic. And even the women here are bitches. Like, that fucking wife is a bitch. I hate her so much. That character, Natasha, fuck her. She gets a great ending too.
Let's talk about that scene, because that scene is hilarious.
Which one? There's multiple.
Well, there's that really, 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 really great scene, funny scene. Just like everybody's like on edge because she's joined the.
Oh, okay, yes.
But like they're all in the car and they sing Rockstar or something.
Yeah, see, they have those little small moments where they kind of get.
Yeah, that's like really funny. Yeah, like there's always that nice transition moment where there's like a nice comedy bit that kind of clears the air a little bit.
Right.
But no, I'm talking about the scene where he gets a ring for his mom and she thinks it's her engagement ring.
Right.
Dude, could you imagine?
No.
I don't know what. Look, to be fair to Kabir, we haven't talked about Kabir yet. He's also fantastic. He gets his moments later in the film, I think. He's a really great supporting character. Yeah. And I didn't know if he was going to... I figured the movie was just going to focus mostly on...
those two.
Yeah, Imran and Arjun. But he does get his moment. which is really nice, and he gets his time to shine as well.
I
But like, what would you do if you were him? Like,
Holy
what
shit,
would you
dude.
do? Like, if like she takes the ring, she puts it on the table, and then people start screaming, and then like, oh, he just engaged. I would be like, I think I would literally stand up and be like, no, I did not. No, I didn't do that.
This
Everybody
is my
calm the hell down. Yeah. I get up and walk away and be like, well,
I get up and walk away.
I gotta go.
No,
bye.
I wouldn't. I mean, no, it's so true. I mean, for me, I would nip that in the bud quick.
Yeah, like that's the only way, right? You gotta be.
Yeah, no, just be like, just no, stop. I'm stopping this now before anybody says any more words.
Yeah.
No. Okay, this is for my mom. Period. That's it.
Yeah. This is a miscommunication
on the highest level. But I would also, I get it though. I think that's a realist. I feel like that's something that could happen for sure. Like someone just not being able to handle a situation like that and just being like, okay, I guess I'm just letting this happen now. I don't know. Whoopsie.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny.
That whole scene is great because like you see the very beginning where he's proposing, and then it cuts to that incredibly cringe scene where I don't know whose mom is singing, but their mom is singing "You're the Wind Beneath My Wings" or something, and like which is so cringe but also so damn funny.
Like it's just off. The words are just off. The melodies just off.
Yeah, it's just off enough to be hilarious, but also be like, what is happening? Why is this happening? And the two friends look at they look at each other and they're laughing, and then you get the payoff scene where you see how it all actually went down, and you go, wow, that's brilliant to give it just make it all happen just like that.
Yeah, I agree. Great scene. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a good structure. I like the screenplay is really fantastic in that sense. Yeah. It's really wonderful. I like the screenplay.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
What did you think about the length of the film?
Yeah, it's definitely too long. I disagree. You thought it was perfect? You thought it was perfect? Okay.
I enjoyed the length. I was like, you know what? I think for 3 characters, they all get their story. They all get their due. I mean, you got to go. Each character learns something about themselves that's important to learn, right? So, like, you have 3 characters, and then you also have Katrina, which I forget her name, Lila, right? So, like, you still get her little bit as well. So, for me, I actually think the length is good.
You're giving
the first time ever. I have no issues with the length of this.
I will say that here's my note. It's not long because of any of the main bits, like the main situations that they get to. The only places I thought I'm like if they really could have cut were like some of the musical interludes. I think like that was it. That's really it. I just thought there was one too many. I don't feel like we needed. I get it. There's a structure, and I'm glad they like went on with that. But I mean, I did feel there were times where I'm like, okay, I mean, we can kind of pick it up here. I don't know if I needed that like musical interlude there, but it's hardly. I would not put it. I would if you hadn't brought up the time, I wouldn't have brought it up. But since you asked, I've been like, well, yeah, I think it could be cut in some places, but it's hardly a movie where I would be like, no, you should you had to cut it. So
right.
There you go. That's all I'm saying. Like it definitely
that's fair.
Could have been cut.
Fair. Yeah.
But I don't care if it never. Obviously, it won't. But yeah, if it the way it is fine. It's fine. But I do think it's a little too long. A little bit. Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So yeah, you wanted to talk about Katrina.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I do Katrina Kaif. Sorry, whatever.
Kaif. There it is. That's it.
She's got this like. She's just. It's hard not to like her on screen. She's just so cute and lovable. She's got this like everyday person thing, like almost like a girl next door, but she's like gorgeous. Like right, it's like she's a model, but she seems very genuine and normal and cool.
Genuine,
you know?
That's it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and
I know exactly.
She comes off as smart. She doesn't come off as just a pretty face. She comes off as completely smart and self-sufficient and just wonderful. And she's like she becomes more like a part of the guys in my sense than like the side girl, right? She really fits into the crowd and. I don't know. It's funny because I saw, I read some articles about her and like her placement in Indian film, and a lot of people don't like. They're iffy on her like acting skills. I don't think she's like the best actress. That being said, I think she's a great actress. I like her on screen. I think she plays her roles perfectly. Like, this is definitely different from the role she plays. Zoya, I think her name is, right, in the Tiger movies. Who I think she does a wonderful job in the Tiger movies too, playing this like fucking just military fucking straight edged person who just gets shit done. And here's just like this cool chick that you find on a road trip. She does both fantastically, and I think that's a good mark of someone who's a great actress. That not particularly incredible. I also haven't seen her in like a dramatic role yet, like super dramatic. So we'll see how that goes if she ever does that. But I thought overall, wonderful.
So we'll see them eventually.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah. So I thought she was a great addition, and I love her when she's on screen. So she's awesome.
I completely agree. Yeah, I think she's a great addition to the cast, and I think she's like the perfect. You have this Natasha who completely changes who she is. She gives up her job. She gives up everything all of a sudden out of nowhere for who knows what reason.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, which is like I think a personal nightmare of mine. I would be like, I gotta go.
I would too. I'd
break
be like,
it up now. Yeah.
This is red flag. Nope. No.
Yeah, you're gonna give up your dream for
no.
That seems not smart.
Also, not much of a dream.
Yeah, she gives up everything for that, which is the complete opposite of she just starts to essentially she lives in a box. She decides she's gonna go live in the box that is Kabir's life now. And then
right.
And Katrina plays Lila, sorry, let's say her name in the movie, plays that opposite role where she is this like free spirit and goes everywhere and is not about like living life by the rules or by exactly what you would think it would be, right? And she has that great line in the movie where I feel like it's probably said before or it's quote somewhere, but she probably has the best line in the movie, let's be honest, where she says the only time a man should be in a box is when he's dead. Right. I think that's like
really good line.
Yeah. That's like literally the only thing I wrote down because I was engaged in the movie the whole time. But yeah, so I really like her character, and it's weird that she's not like iffy about her acting. I wonder what like our commentators think about that.
Yeah,
like,
tell us what you think, if that's like a real thing. I just read up on it, and so I know she's not like the best actress of all time, but I think she does a great job. I love her on screen.
She has that like genuine vibe to her when she's on screen. She's just like kind of easy to watch, digestible.
Absolutely.
You don't have to. It's not like.
And they don't she's not really sexualized in the film, which I thought was great, which is something like a lot of travel comedies do. You have to have like the nude scene or whatever, and it's just like no, you don't. And like, look, it's very enticing when you have someone as beautiful as Katrina here to like do something like that, and they're like, no, we're not doing that. This is a real girl, and she has she's a real person, and it's just like I'm a real boy. And it's fantastic. Like, there's that scene where they're just waiting outside for when they get the new blue car. She's just like chilling there with the guys.
Yeah.
I love that. Like, it's just so cool. Like, a girl can just be a part of the team. It's and she doesn't have to break up the team or anything. She just can kind of slip right in and just be one of your friends. It's just really, really fantastic. I love that because I feel like you don't really have that in LA a lot. I feel like a lot of people assume that women in LA are just like artificial and I mean a lot of them are true, but she comes right in here. She's beautiful and she's also really smart and awesome. Also, again, her story with Arjun is and capable, full on. Like, that's not even a question in the movie at all. It doesn't even come up. It's not even there's no question about her capabilities. She just does. And again, most of us don't need that fucking message slipped down our throats. It's like you just see it and it's just like whatever, who gives a shit. Anyways, I just want to point out, like, it's a great relationship that she has with Arjun, and I think it's a realistic thing that I think people can take from. It's like, they would probably on paper be completely wrong for each other, but it's a wonderful testament to show that, like, you can be very different from each other, and like relationships are about working it out and being open to each other. And again, opposite from what happens with Kabir's relationship. Is that you put each other in a box. Marriage, exactly. A lot of people think marriage is like, oh, you just got to do everything each other wants all the time forever. And it's like, no, you have to be open to each other and allow spaces for that. So it's a great marriage sort of, us being now married. It's true. It's so true. It's a good lesson to learn.
Very true. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, anything else you want to talk about in this one?
Let me see what else I have in my notes
you got?
here. Does a good job make you feel like your shit? No, I said everything I needed to. Again,
Yeah.
I'll say this. I don't know if I would put it in my top 3.
What's your top 3 while we're here? What is it?
I thought about this last night. Yeah, it's definitely 3 Idiots is up there. 3 Idiots. What am I thinking about?
I don't know.
Oh my god.
You tell me.
Sorry, hold on 1 second. I went through this last night. Hold on. I'm forgetting the name of the movie. Do yours really quick for me while I do this.
So obviously 3 Idiots would be 1.
It's my number.
If we're just doing like personal top 3, it would be 3 Idiots.
Barfi. There you go. Sorry. That's what I was looking for. Barfi.
Yeah, it's, 3 Idiots for me. Zindagi Na Milegi yeah, this one. And personally, I would probably have Patan over Barfi, just barely. But again,
right on.
Again, it's not. It doesn't have to do anything with like. I will admit,
I hear you.
Barfi's the better movie, absolutely. Yeah. But like, Patan is like the first Indian movie I watched in a theater, and like it was just I don't know. I just really enjoyed it.
I don't blame you for that pick at all. I love Patan.
Yeah. So what about you?
I would put 3 Idiots, Barfi, and I'm having a hard time between. And this might be surprising to you, but I'm having a hard time between RRR and The Lunchbox. Because I really love Lunchbox.
I would probably put The Lunchbox over RRR. But to be honest, RRR is down on the list right now.
It's gone further down, but it's still an amazing film.
We might need to rewatch it and talk about it again.
I think it's still an amazing film. I'm sure. But yeah, I'm like all these other movies that I'm getting a lot more from. Even The Lunchbox, I'm like, I love that movie so much. So I think those are my like top 3, give or take. And then this is very close. I actually think I would definitely put this above almost everything else, like English of English, PK, Sardar Udham. All those. I would definitely put this above those. So it's just under. It's like right underneath like the top 3. But I think that those are my favorites still so far.
It's interesting that you put RRR in there because I was thinking about RRR the other day. And I was like, how far it's kind of dropped on the list because I would put on Dudon above RRR. Arden. Because I just like maybe I just need to rewatch it. And
I think we should rewatch it. Let's rewatch it because it was like literally our first Indian movie ever.
Yeah, maybe we should rewatch and re-review it.
I don't think for sure that we would say that like, oh, it's like a terrible movie. No, I think it's definitely still a fantastic movie. But I wonder too, like how does it still stack up? So
how does it hold up?
To RR rewatch, that might have to happen.
Yeah.
RRR. Okay.
RRR re-review RRR
Williams. Yeah. No. So in moving forward, I think I pretty much said everything I need to. I love this movie. It's fantastic. It's such a great movie.
Yeah. Again, like I said when we started off the top, like this movie is The Hangover but with heart.
Yeah.
And it's like you have the Stu character in Kabir. You have Arjun, who's Bradley Cooper, and then
oh really?
Yeah. I wonder what it's like to wake up and be so good looking. I just I want to know what that feels like. Oh, that should be the opening of this podcast. I just,
personally, it's fucking fantastic. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, get the fuck out of here! Get out of here!
No, I mean, come on. There's like levels. This guy's like at the top. This is like Chris Hemsworth level. Dude, it must be fucking fun. I mean, fuck that shit. It must be great.
Again,
any good-looking person goes like, "It doesn't really like play into my life." Fuck yourself.
Yeah, no, come on.
It does. Even if you don't see it, it 100% plays into your life, and that's fine. You should, you reap all the benefits. For as far as I'm concerned, it's all you.
Yeah, again. Anyway, back to the movie. Yeah. Any other things to say about it? I like conquering your fears. The messaging. Like every person has a facade that they put up that turns out to be fake for every single one of these guys, which is nice to see. Like no one's perfect.
Speaking of that, let's talk about like really quick the ending, the very ending. I really like that kind of slight reveal at the end because it starts off like, oh, they're at a wedding, and then it's Kabir is on screen first, and you think, oh shit, he like went through with his wedding, and you realize it's actually Arjun's wedding. And then he actually broke it off with his wife, and now even his wife has a new boyfriend, and
which is nice that they're there. I mean, that's nice that he didn't invite her.
They're still friends, like they're still friends.
I'd be petty as hell. Good for them.
I would. No, at the end of the day, I liked it. It just showed that like things can work out. Like things don't have to be a fucking dumpster fire. When shit like that happens, like you can still kind of be amiable and understand, like, things happen. And it's all part of life, and even a huge mistake like that, like accidentally proposing to your girlfriend, can still turn out all right, for everybody.
Even before then, I want to mention I like the pact they make as the writing of the bulls is about to start. You're like, I'll go to Morocco with Lila. I'll release my poetry to the world, not just to you guys and everyone. They're like, you write poetry? And then, for him to say, I'll go back to London and tell her, I'm not ready to get married yet.
Yeah, cool.
And I think that's really great. And then, they have that great scene where they're running. I don't know, like, again, were they there? Or is it just good framing? Like, how'd they do that?
There's definitely, they definitely are not in the shots with the actual
correct,
bulls,
but did they shoot in Spain where the bulls...
They clearly did, yes. I mean, I don't see how any of that was CGI. Like, there's no way. No. By the way, any CGI in this movie? I doubt it.
I don't know. I'll say right now, Italy is way prettier than Spain. I've had a lot of people tell me that, Spain's way... No.
I've been to neither. So I'm sure that's true.
You'll be to one soon.
I will be to one. I will be there soon. So yeah, we'll see.
If my bachelor party isn't as good as this, we're gonna have problems. I just want to say that right now. So if we're not taking a trip through Italy before the wedding, then I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to find somebody else. Yeah, why are we doing this?
You're right. I don't know. You're right. What are we doing?
Let's find 2 other guys and let's do this.
Yeah.
We'll rent a car and we'll drive up. We'll start from southern and get to the north.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, look, I'm not sure how much you're kidding right now, but it's not like out of the question of possibility. That's fucking.
We just gotta go a little early. We'll just go up. I mean, I'm not doing anything to help plan the wedding anyway. He doesn't need me there.
I love it. Yeah. Well, then this time you should be enjoying yourself.
Exactly.
So it's coming up really quick though. Holy shit, man! 3 months. Dude. Holy shit, dude! 3 months. Yeah.
3 months, and then I actually have to wear the ring. I'm legally married, by the way. So technically, it's not.
Highly recommend, by the way, anybody who's getting married. I recommend getting like just married officially off site, and then like doing the wedding. It's always fun.
Yeah, lots less stress.
Highly recommend. Lot less stress. Holy
Can't
shit!
Get beat because you're already married.
Yeah, you're already married. So like, all you have to do is literally worry about just making sure like the day goes well, and like. No one gets put out on a stretcher at 2 a.m. from drinking too much, So it's like it's fantastic. By the way, speaking of rings, I lost mine. I'm also married. I didn't lose it. It's just that I went kayaking like a month when I went to San Francisco when we did Wasseypur, and I fell into no, it's pretty simple. I went kayaking and I fell in.
Just the sentence "you went kayaking," you're like the least. Yeah. No offense. We're both the least athletic people probably on the planet. And just the sentence, I went kayaking, just makes me laugh.
Hardly physical, like that physical. Like maybe your arms, but Jesus Christ, you're sitting in a boat. Like, it's not that hard.
You fell out of the boat.
Even I fell out of that fucking boat. And
so that's the point I'm trying to make.
Off. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. I don't wear mine because mine's a little loose too. Well, so like I was washing my hands and it fell out, and I was like, maybe not.
Mine was also a size too big. So when the moment I fell in and there was liquid in between, that was it. That was done. I was like, oh fuck. So I gotta get a new ring. Anyways, hey, great way to bookend this movie about marriage and relationships with explaining a little bit of our own. So there you go.
Yeah. The relationships are great. Losing the wedding rings, that's just normal, I think.
It definitely happens to the men. Let's be honest with that. That's going to happen for sure.
Wouldn't that be like a great movie?
What?
A husband loses his wedding ring and has to go. He calls on his friend and they go find it. It goes like through the travels of a wedding ring. It'd be fun.
They have to find that wedding ring. Yeah,
it has a special meaning.
It would have to have some sort of sentimentality, maybe tied to the wife. Because I mean, I just bought mine for $300. I just buy another one. It's not a big deal. So I didn't have a huge reaction to it.
It's got $300 to just throw away, I guess. Jeez,
I mean, no, not necessarily, but like,
you definitely
I'm not throwing away $300 at shit.
Well, you are if you're losing the ring.
I mean, maybe you're right. Yeah, okay, fine. I can throw $300. What the fuck is $300 nowadays? A meal at McDonald's, bro? Like seriously,
it's a fucking dinner now, is what it is. It's ridiculous.
It's a meal Chick-fil-A for a family. Like, come on, it's not. It's
added gratuity now. They're adding gratuity. You sent me that picture, and they're adding gratuity now.
You have to stop because we could talk about this for the next hour.
I cannot believe you sent me that. Like, that was the craziest thing.
If anybody wants to see this fucking this fucking receipt that I got from this restaurant and what's on it, tell us it. Reach out to us on our Instagram, and I will show it to you because it's fucking ridiculous, and I think society is burning in hell. Like we're all gonna it's gonna end badly for us.
We're just tipping now for no reason.
Jesus Christ!
Is that a thing? Wait,
I can't call it tipping. It's a crime to call it tipping. You can't.
We gotta ask for the viewers that are actually in India. Obviously, there's people in Toronto. There's people in all over apparently, but a lot of people in UK. But obviously there's people all over.
Obviously, there's people. That.
Well, yeah, either we could live in the major, could all be fake. Anyway, no,
that's true.
In India, is tipping a part of the culture?
Well, that's a good question.
Because in Italy, it's not. And on our wedding website, we tell Olivia Rose, do not tip. It's not a thing. You don't tip.
People tip on your wedding website?
No. Like when they, if you're in Italy, you go out to dinner.
Italy. I'm sorry.
You go to Italy, when you travel there, don't tip.
It's a travel tip. It's a travel tip.
So I wonder in India, is tipping a thing? Because here it's ridiculous.
Oh, it's not. It's nonsense.
Like
it's absolutely
doubling
nonsense.
It's.
I was just in Japan. Japanese people do not tip.
Okay, cool.
In Europe, in some places in Europe, they don't tip. So
no. Italy, no. I don't think they do it in France.
There you go. No, in France they don't either.
So let us know. Hit the subscribe button. Let's wrap it up. So hit the subscribe button. Let us know if they tip in India, if it's part of the culture there, and keep subscribing, because when I get to 1,000, we'll do the react video to the craziest action movie in India history.
Let's do it. We're almost there.
Hey, we're at 800 now. So
800. Let's get to 9, and
every week is another 100. So yeah.
Thank you guys so much. Yeah.
So thank you, and thanks for listening us complain about tipping and life and losing wedding wings. But
such good husbands.
Zindagi Na I messed it all up.
You got that.
ZNMD.
There we go.
Fantastic movie.
It's a great movie. Love it.
Watch it.
Bye.
Bye.